It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hello and welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. I'm your host, Uncle Roy, and as you can tell, whoop, ta-da, I'm getting ready for the Super Bowl. And this is our Super Bowl edition where we're going to have nice, fun, wonderful appetizers and quick fixings for your Super Bowl party. Hopefully we will be in it this year. The Vikings, they go, go, go. We're running contenders. We're going to have barbecued pork sandwiches. Now, everybody throws that together and you know how to make it. And this is another way of making it. It's all personal preference and anything you ever make. You know, you can adjust things to your own taste, whatever. But here's just another simple idea. This is going to be in the crock pot. Now, of course, you want to take and spray the inside of your crock pot. Make sure you do that and make sure that you get the rim. A lot of people forget to do that. And when you have all this in there, what happens is, you know, you got your barbecue sauce, the meat sauce, juices, etc. It builds up around the rim, gets all dark and crusty, and when you go to clean it, it's like you scrub and scrub, you get out the chore girl and you just can't get it off. It's soak. Just make sure you spray the rim, and that makes cleanup so much easier. It really, really does. So I'm going to put that aside for now, and we're going to get out our pork. Now, I got a nice big boneless pork roast here. And I only need half of it. Because what you want is like about a 2.5 to 3 pound roast. And how much is this now? This is about a 4 pounder. I can just cut this right in half. And that'll work out just fine. You want to just take and rinse it off. Just to get rid of any of that slime and stuff, etc. Sniff it, just make sure there's no odor. So you know it's not gone bad on you. And we'll just put this right in the bottom. I'll wash up my hands real quick here. So I got my roast in. And now I'm just going to take and cut up an onion. And you can use any type of onion you want, red, yellow, white, etc. You know, it's personal preference. I'd rather have a white onion, but I don't at the time. Because the white onions are a little bit more pungent. A little bit stronger, but I got the red onion and the flavoring is just going to be wonderful anyway. So what you want to do is just mince this up into little tiny pieces. So that we can get a lot of onion flavoring into our roast. And you want like about a 1/3 to 1/2 cup. Just sprinkle that around. And we're going to put in a bowl now, a separate. So we'll put in the bottle of barbecue sauce along with a 1/2 cup of water. 1/2 cup of water and a 1/4 cup of honey. And of course, you all know the trick. Spray your measuring cup with a little spray there, cooking spray, so that way the honey doesn't stick to the measuring cup. When you see this comes pouring out, there's so much nicer. So it makes cleanup so much easier. There we go. Then, along with this, we need 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. So we just need 2 tablespoons of garlic. That in the bowl of the sauce. Then we also want a teaspoon of ground ginger. And the ginger is going to give it a wonderful, wonderful flavor. And along with that, we need a teaspoon of kosher salt. Put that in there. And that should do it. I'm just going to get my little whisk and mix all these ingredients up. So we're going to have this on high. Now we'll just pour this all right on top of our roast. Ooh. Put the lid on it, put it on high, and we'll let this sit for like 5 to 6 hours or until it's tender. But after this roast is all done and it's nice and tender, we're going to take out the meat and then take 2 forks and just shred it into pieces and put the meat back in with the sauce. And then you get served that on your little slider silver dollar muffins, you know. Wonderful, wonderful. And we'll see that too when this is all done. So let's let this cook away and on to the next. Okay, now for our next recipe. We're going to be making some Fiesta Pinwheel Wraps. These are wonderful little, you've probably all made them before. It's the tortilla shell with your filling on the inside, roll them up and then slice them into 1-inch slices. And you can arrange those on a tray for a nice little appetizer snack. These are going to be a little on the spicy side, but not a hot spicy. It's just, more of a Mexican style spice to it. So first of all, what we need is 1 package of cream cheese softened. And I put this in the microwave oven for about, this is a low wattage oven, so I put this on for about a minute. On your regular oven, probably like about 30 seconds. You just want to soften it up. You don't want to take and, cook it completely. You just want to soften. Then we need a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/4 cup of salsa, and okay. And then we need 2 tablespoons of the taco sauce. Along with a dash of garlic powder. Okay, now this we're going to take and mix up thoroughly with our mixer. That's another reason why you want it soft, so that it's easier mixing. You're not going to have these big hard chunks in there. And then, just like using our big KitchenAid mixer, you want to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl to make sure that you get all your ingredients mixed up. That's one thing nice about, or different about the KitchenAid, is that it has that divot on the bottom of the bowl. So a lot of your ingredients get caught in the bottom of that bowl. So you want to make sure you, scrape them up and get them all thoroughly mixed. Now into this, we're going to be adding 1 can of your green chilies. Along with a 1/4 cup, 2 seconds, 1/4 cup of chopped olives. Now you can use black or green, all depends on your preference. Small diced green olives, and along with a 1/2 cup of scallions, the green onion. And remember again, now when you're cutting that scallion off, just cut off the end white tip with the root on it. Save that white and chop that up, because that's like the best part of the scallion. And then usually I just remove the outer green leaf, because that's usually soft and mushy. And then I always cut off the tip of the greens, like about a 1/2 inch or so, and toss. Those are usually dried out and spoiled. And then we also need a cup of shredded cheese. I got shredded cheddar and the Mexican blend mixed together. So now this we can just mix by hand. And we're all ready to make our pinwheels. Okay, now this is very easy to do. We're just going to take a tortilla And these are the 8-inch, the smaller ones. And we need, let me rinse this out real quick, a 1/2 cup of filling. This way you can get an idea. I try to keep it away from the edge, like about a 1/2 inch or so, because as you wrap it up, it's going to go whoosh all over. Just try to keep it away from the edges. Well, not completely, because you know we're going to slice into that. And then we just roll this up jelly roll fashion. Just like that. And we're going to take and wrap these up then. I just happen to be out of saran wrap. But foil will work too. And just roll this up, tuck in the ends. And then this gets refrigerated for 2 hours, or you can refrigerate it overnight. And then we'll just take these out of the refrigerator and just slice them into 1-inch wide pinwheels. And then you can arrange those on a platter, and that'd be a great little hors d'oeuvre appetizer for your Super Bowl party. Fiesta! Pinwheel wraps. Enjoy! Okay, now we're going to be back into our next recipe, which is going to be a chicken crescent ring. These are wonderful. These are great for Super Bowl parties because you can just slice off a big or as little chunk as you want. And what we're going to need is, you need 2 tubes of the crescent rolls. And we're going to make our filling, which is going to be a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And we need 2/3 cup of cream chicken soup. And we just put that right in the bowl. And it's 2/3 cup. It's not the complete can. We only need 2/3 cup. We'll save this for later. And along with 1/2 cup of chopped up red pepper, I've got roasted red pepper. You can use just regular fresh raw red pepper. Along with 1/2 cup of broccoli. And I'm going to take and dice this up into little pieces also. We want this, we want the color and we want the texture. We don't want big old chunks. So we're going to dice this up into small pieces. Along with 2 tablespoons of chopped up scallions. And the same way with the scallions too, I got those diced up into smaller pieces. And then we need 3/4 cup of diced or cubed chicken. And I happen to have leftover roasted chicken. And I just cut off my meat off that. And this is it for this. And we'll just mix this mixture up. That's pretty. And then we'll get our crescents together. And I want to get a piece of parchment, so I'll be right back. Unroll these. And let's see, I'll unroll this. I'll put this out on the cutting board to make it easier, just so I can unroll it and put this together. And we're going to put these in a circle. with the wide end going in towards the center of the circle. And these can get overlapped like about a quarter inch. And you can just press that down right at the base there at the wide end. And that's going to help hold the ring together so it doesn't, fall apart on you. So we got 8 slices in each roll. And we're going to do 2 rolls. So that tells you that these are going to be about half the circle with 1 roll. So that way you can judge how to make your wreath, your ring up. Okay, and then we'll get the other one going here. And finish off the ring. The second half going around. And I'll just finish this up and then we'll be right back. Then we just take a mixture and we're going to put this on the top of the base of the ring, of each crescent. This is going to go around the entire ring, and as you wrap this up, you are going to be seeing the filling, which is fine. You don't want this completely sealed up, like you would a cinnamon roll or something. You wouldn't want to see the filling. So don't think you're doing it wrong if it's oozing out on the sides, because you do want that. And I'll show you that in just a bit here. I'm just trying to even this out here so that we can get an even amount of filling all the way around. That's the tough part, is using your spoon and getting the exact portion, so that way it's evenly distributed around the ring here. Because you want to get it evenly distributed around the entire ring so it's even. We don't want to get it too lumpy in one spot and lower in the other. So I'm using a teaspoon and just oversizing the teaspoon. Let's see. And we can always rearrange it. There's like a little bit too much over here. I can put that over here. Those are my first. Your first ones are usually always extra large anyway. So you want to get, as you're working, then you get a good eye of what size to use. So I put a little bit of these on the beginning and just distribute them amongst the others. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands here. Now we just take the pointed end, bring it over and tuck under. And that's going to seal it. Bring it over and tuck under. Now you can see where the space is here. And that's perfectly fine. This is all going to bake up and rise together anyway. But you get the idea of what we're doing here. And you just grab the tip, wrap it straight over around, and tuck it underneath the ring. And just continue on. Now, if you happen to get a broken piece of the dough, you can just a little pinch it together like that, pat it down, and it'll bake together in one. You don't have to worry about it being too perfect. So what's going to end up then is, by being stretched out, it's going to be probably a little bit doughy, a little thicker around the center, which is fine. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. And there's our ring. See? Now, I'm going to do a little trick, and I'm going to do a little egg wash. And this is going to help make the dough look much more shiny and browner. It's not going to be so white looking. This will give it a nice texture. And what this is 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of water. Mix that together. And then we'll just take and brush this all over the, you don't have to use it all up. We'll brush this up, brush this over. Oh, oh God, I miss it. And there we go. Now we just take and just brush all your dough. You don't have to do the filling, just the dough part. And this will make it much shinier, golden brown, make it look really pretty. This is what we do in competition at the fair. All your bread products, you want to do either an egg wash, or when it comes out of the oven, too, is another thing, is you can brush it immediately with butter. And that'll give it a nice shiny glow also. So it doesn't look so dry. Now we don't want that to look dry. We want to have a nice, pretty presentation. This is for your party, so you know, you have your guest over. You know, it's going to be a Super Bowl party. Everyone's going to be rambunctious and everything else, you know, so they probably really don't care so much about how pretty it is, but you do. And you just want to make sure that it's nice and presentable. And you can do just tons of different fillings for this ring. You know what? Leave it up to your imagination. This one here is just happens to be a chicken and a little zest to it. So this will be kind of fun. And let's see, I got a couple more here to go. And then we're going to put this in a 325 degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. We don't want to bake it completely, I mean as far as really high, because we got that filling in it. We want to kind of like slow bake it so that it gently fills up like that, so that the filling doesn't get over baked and oozing all over the place. And then we're going to take and bake this at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And that's going to make it a nice golden brown. And I'll puff up. And if your filling happens to ooze, oh, it's not going to be that much of a problem. But that's why we have it, so it's exposed like this. Because if it was completely covered, then that would probably ooze out and break and stuff. This way you got breaks in the dough, but as it bakes, it can expand without having to burst open and look ugly. So now we'll just put this in for 375 for about 20-25 minutes until golden brown. And then we'll be right back. Okay, now that chicken crescent ring is all finished, you can see how pretty that is. And that's with, putting the egg wash on it, makes it nice and golden brown. And I just took this out of the oven, so I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes or so before I cut into it. Now, if you want to, you can let this cool completely, and you can wrap it in cellophane and then wrap it in foil and freeze it. And when you want to reheat it the day of your party, just take off the foil and the saran wrap and put it on a sheet and put that in the oven and just reheat it until it's warm all the way through the center. Okay, this is already cooked, so you don't need to take and recook it, for a long period of time. Just thaw it out and put it in the oven. There you go. And I hope you enjoy this for your Super Bowl, the chicken croissant drink. Okay, now we put this all together on this nice little serving platter here. I got little samples of, samples. Was that too loud? Callie Ellie would come running. I wish she would. She used to come running every time I said the word samples. Ooh. She knew what samples were. Treats. So, I've got the Crescent chicken and the pinwheels. And then I just now shredded up my pork. This was all done. Oh, it smells wonderful. And just pulled out the roast and stuck it in a bowl. And then you just take 2 forks and you just start tearing it apart in shreds. And then you just put the meat back into the sauce here. And you can just put this in the middle of your table and serve it. But as it is, this is all done, so you don't need to plug it in for the serving unless you're going to keep it there all day. But if you're just going to have a one-time thing, whatever, you can just take it and plug it, or just here, you can just take it right out and then set it in the middle of your party table along with all your other dips and foods and chips, etc. So, let's see, I'll just put a little bit here on a bun. I just want you to see what it looks like. And I'm using this as a slotted spoon just so that it gets off most of the juices, Because I hate it. There's nothing worse than having a soaked bun of juice, you know what I mean? And it just falls apart in your hands. So I just kind of use a slotted spoon that's dripped off the juice. And I'll show you what that looks like. Hey, see what's just steaming hot. Look at that. Ooh. So we have the barbecued pork. And then we have the pinwheels, the festive pinwheel wraps. And then see how the egg wash makes it so much golden brown and makes it so much prettier and more pleasing. And these are delicious little appetizer bites. So we hope you enjoy these. Go Vikings, and we hope we win the Super Bowl. Hope we get in there. And from the Northwoods Cooking Show, I want to say eat healthy, be safe, and spread the sunshine. Bye-bye.